Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Suave Burgundy.
I mean, look, I'm just on a never-ending mission to give back to my community. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's all I try to do.
Mr. Mayor. Today is Monday, May 1st. Year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
I said year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
20 and 20. Tree.
Wiggly convenient. Bring me your dinner bucket.
Let the church say.
Hey, man.
I'm sure Norman Smiley is happy with this wiggle wee that we've incorporated.
Yeah, because I mean, how can you live without the big wiggle?
You did. Many people have tried. No one has succeeded, and that is exactly what she said. By the way, just because.
Daily acknowledgement. Look, he gonna be sprinkled throughout this episode like truffle.
Something awful. Oh man, it has been a week.
They is out here playing with the church's money. They is playing with the church's rent, the lights. Man, say. If we didn't already have the name of this episode taken care of, because it was Build a Brand episode.
Dos. It's Dos. Dos. It's Mayo. Dos.
Yeah. Dos.
Man,
yeah, but if we didn't already have that picked out, like we could really get active with some of these show titles.
Look, Uncle Trips. This is not what I wanted to start the show with, but we're gonna do it.
My guy, who put you up to this? Who? I know who, but who?
He comes out in true executive fashion, waxes poetic about your tribal chief, head of the table, and WWE Grand Champion Roman Reigns.
As you should.
And then immediately takes a hot, steamy shit on everything he's done over the last 2 years.
What? Say, bro. Say.
If you're under a rock or have checked out on WWE programming, God bless you.
We wish you nothing but continued health and success.
We understand.
Oh man,
we do this for you.
Well, there is hard out here for a pimp.
There is a new World Championship belt that will be defended solely on Monday Night Raw.
It's not a World Championship. It's a participation trophy.
That's exactly what it is.
It's the second place heavyweight championship of the world. Like,
the US title wasn't good enough.
No.
Your back and forth feud between Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Seth Rollins was not enough to fuel USA's need for a world champ or a top belt.
No, I won't even say that. I won't say they weren't enough or the feud wasn't enough. You didn't put enough emphasis on what they were doing and why.
Let's see. Okay. I'm glad you said that. Any other era, you could have 2 or 3 people go back and forth for one title.
Right.
While the world champion is circling the globe and showing up, I don't know, every 3 to 4 months for 2 or 3 weeks at a clip.
Look, I get it and I understand that a great deal. Let's just say, let's be real. The majority of today's modern fan did not start watching professional wrestling until the beginning of the Attitude Era.
Attitude Era, yep.
And for better or for worse, that is kind of around the first time you would see. No, I can't even say that, because even the new generation era, because Bret Hart made that a thing. Like, you saw the champion almost too much,
because Bret Hart is a wrestler,
right? So
and he took himself more serious than the product took him.
Then there's that. There is that. So Bret Hart took a lot of pride in like wrestling weekly TV over and over. Like he doesn't care. He just wants to go wrestle, and he's the world champion. So it's like, okay, bang for buck. And then it goes further, but it still feels like through the mid 90s, the championship and the champion were protected to where they're not on a Hogan schedule where you got to be the A-Town and you're not wrestling on Wrestling Challenge or you're not wrestling on nothing syndicated.
And if you saw him, it was because something big is coming up in the next few days.
Right. So, I mean, once we went to live network television and live cable TV, things switched up a little bit. You do need attractions because you need ratings and everything. But I ain't heard nobody try to have this conversation about Lesnar. And you know why?
About Lesnar?
Yeah, I'm just saying when Lesnar was champ and Lesnar was pulling up like once a quarter.
Who gonna check him?
That's my point. The list of people that could even remotely have an opportunity to survive a fight with Brock Lesnar, I'm going to say of 200 employees company-wide, might be 10 people long. And 3 of those people are Bobby Lashley.
The real life story as to Mark Merrill finding out that Rena was cheating on him with Brock Lesnar is enough to let you understand how serious Brock Lesnar is. And Mark Merrill did not confront him for that reason.
I mean, there's a reason we very often on this show compare professional wrestlers to basketball players. Neither one of them really can fight. Like when shit get real, how many basketball players you know with hands? And it's a list because you know specifically. It's not like Udonis Haslem and different players like that. It's not. They're a rarity, and that's why you know they can fight and you know what they can do because they can handle themselves. That's not a universal thing amongst basketball players. Not a universal thing amongst wrestlers. Because if you start looking at this guy's a body guy versus this person, you would have never guessed that Booker T put hands on Batista.
Ever.
You would have, I mean, like, don't sell book short, but you would have felt like Batista was too much of an animal, and it didn't work out like that.
I see what you did there.
Okay, case in point, no one would have ever thought Paul Orndorff would have slid Vader.
Man.
And that story's been corroborated, I don't know how many times. It happened.
There's a certain caliber of person that can act like I would say outside of New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
In every domestic organization and maybe every independent organization, there may be literally a handful of people. In the indies, maybe 3 people that have legitimate hand skills, like where you need to worry about your life and safety if you get confronted by them or you confront them. Bobby Lashley, most people forget, undefeated in MMA.
Go look at his. No, you ain't even got to worry about his MMA record. Go watch him work out on Instagram. Just watch him throw hands with the mitts, and I'm like, See that translates. Yeah, that's universal. That'll preach anywhere.
And I think Jake Hager is also undefeated, right? Actually, Bobby Lashley, I take it back, 15-2. But Jake Hager for sure is undefeated. He's never had a championship opportunity either. And I don't think he's going to be back into MMA anytime soon, if ever. And very smart.
The money's entirely too good on the other side with way less risk.
He's getting over with a hat that he hates. And for the same money, for the same money, the fact that the hat gets cheered.
Beach balls get a pop on certain days.
Absolutely. And we were going somewhere.
We just circling the block a couple times, just chopping some shit up.
Championship reigns. So,
this Fisher Price championship they don't brought out.
So Roman, outside of everything Triple H said, and what he said was true, but he put his own stank on it. What people forget is that everybody who is somebody in WWE over the last 970 plus days has been crossed or touched by Roman Reigns in a championship capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So he is, whether you like it or not, in the rarefied air of people like Good Try Terry, people like Brock Lesnar, who are attractions. They don't need to be seen every week. And I've been preaching that since the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show Infused with Hip Hop has started. I've been professing that your world champion does not need to be on TV every week to be valuable. He has a championship reign in the modern era where there are 2 live network television shows per week, totaling 5 hours, and he shows up maybe once every 3 to 4 weeks. And it is money because you're going to watch it when he's on, even if you watch nothing else. It's a fact.
Arguing with you because you ain't said nothing wrong. You ain't hurt my feelings, nor have you lied to me. The issue continues to be that we're dealing with people who, one, you have something against Roman Reigns being champion. Because it just...
Whatever that may be.
Whatever that may be. Then there's the fact of like, okay, case in point. Name one person who's there like every week, no matter what.
Every week, no matter what. Seth Rollins.
Bingo. Okay, that's exactly who I was thinking about. You're going to put this title on Seth Rollins, and it's going to go like every other World Heavyweight Championship run of Seth Rollins that after the first one.
Now,
people are going to see it. They're going to cheer first couple of weeks. Then they're going to get tired of it because they see it every week.
Meanwhile, back at the farm, everybody thinks this title is earmarked for one specific person not named Seth Rollins, based off of a couple of things.
That would be the shittiest thing ever.
The dramatic, for him. Listen, if there is ever a reason to resent a title run, it will be to giving it to this man at Night of Champions, which is Cody Rhodes.
And when I say he doesn't deserve this, it doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to be a champion. He doesn't deserve to have this participation trophy put on his resume.
Nope. Triple H got one. And he made it. He literally made the title that was handed to him by Eric Bischoff.
But he was also a what?
Top tier talent, main eventer.
all those are true. Hit the bell for yourself. He was a heel. When you are a heel, privilege is a part of being a heel. It's what makes people hate you, which is why we keep saying there are certain parts of current day culture that should be a part of storylines that isn't, and that's why we're not having our next boom period, because you're ignoring real life and trying to manufacture emotion. You know where all the emotion in current day America is and surrounding countries. You know where that energy comes from. So tap into it. But of course, we're refusing to, and so now we're left with what we get.
I really hope that Roman Reigns shows up on SmackDown this Friday, because the pay-per-view or the premium live event in Puerto Rico is Saturday.
He's not wrestling on it, so you won't.
I know he's not, but I really hope he shows up just to talk some shit about what happened last Monday. That said, let me run down the draft results to this moment. Now, mind you, Monday Night Raw tonight is going to have, I guess, the finale of the draft. But as of SmackDown,
before you do that, because I'm gonna forget this question.
All
right, we know what we think of there being a second place champion. We know why there's another champion, because there's two networks, and it's time to renegotiate. So telling them that they're really gonna have
game quick, bro, because we're in year 6. we're powering through. This is our 6th season. So yeah, go ahead though.
Yeah, then there's that. So you maybe break my train of thought celebrating how long we've been out here doing the grind. But run me back, because now I'm all over the place. It's been one of those days.
So let me see here. This is a problem with going live.
Yeah, this is
we were talking about the participation trophy and
Right. Because Raw needs their own champion because USA was not going to proceed without having a world champion.
Yep.
You know why this thing exists. So we know all the logistical reasons. It's the way you decided to reveal it and that whole rollout process. My question is, what do you think of the belt design?
Personally, I like it.
Yes.
It goes in line with the Intercontinental belt, so it's more consistent. It makes Roman's belts seem dated, which he's long overdue for a new belt because all he has
continued disrespect.
He's carrying 2 belts. One of them doesn't even matter.
So the night after he beat Lesnar at 38 on Raw, they should have gave him that title. That same belt should have been shined up real nice. Pull the cover off. Here's the WWE Grand Championship. Wear it in good health.
But
we didn't get that. What we got was carry the same 2 belts we've been carrying because I don't dislike the design at all. I really do like it. But because we've been marketing with these, and these are the ones that we give to the other sports culture champions that is very recognizable. They all carry it around. It keeps our brand in circulation. So you know the logistical reasons as to why you don't replace that belt. But there's also the whole idea of what are you doing to push the culture forward? Because, I mean, there was another belt before the one they're getting after Super Bowls now. It was the John Cena title.
Man, the spinner belt, the big gold belt. Like, I think I would probably say the big gold belt is probably the most replicated world championship. I may be wrong in that, but I think that's the most replicated because that's the one. Like,
the new one now is based off it. It's the redheaded stepchild of the big gold belt.
It's the WWEized version of the big gold belt.
Which is another reason I have a love-hate relationship with it. I like it because,
I've known you for a long time. I think the biggest thing that you hate about this belt, other than it being a pseudo replica of the big gold belt, is the big ass logo in the middle of it.
It's a necessary evil. So I get it.
You gotta brand it.
So
it's like the 80s where you can just throw random emoji in the middle of the belt and then put WWE around it.
Like whatever the belt looks like, you're designing around the logo. That's just one of those things you have to understand when you're dealing with big business, major marketing corporations. Everything is about back to the logo. And as you're watching us, logo on one side, logo on the other side.
And I'm sure there's more of an approval process now than just going through Vince because Endeavor's involved.
But from what we understand, those belts had been commissioned like a long
time ago. Yep.
Them belts was like there's supposedly a set of tag team belts that no one's ever seen that are floating around and have literally been floating around, or at least rumored to be floating around since what, WrestleMania
37, I think.
7? Yeah. So this
at any rate, let me run it down. SmackDown gets Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman, which completely blows how we do or are doing our Build-A-Brand, because Suave wanted it to go this way, and the coin toss said not so much.
You see how much intrigue the first pick started off with? I'm just saying, who are we to say that would not have made last week's show even more fire?
Because on the real, your first pick, if you had it, would have included these 3 plus the Usos as one unit.
Okay, it's my brand.
No, I mean, I'm not mad at you. I know how that was going.
I'm also going to be licensing music from Lil Boosie and Future, but what you mean? I'm going to be doing a whole lot of stuff that ain't necessarily conventional.
Raw gets Cody. SmackDown gets Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion. More on that in a minute. Raw gets Becky Lynch. Round 2, SmackDown gets Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, Street Profits. So there's no split there. Contrary to any of the dirts that you've been reading and listening to.
Yet.
No split. Yet.
I hope they don't, though.
Raw gets Imperium in totality.
That's a good move.
SmackDown gets Edge. I think we are about to get the most evil Edge we have seen since the mid 2000s.
Something about that kind of ends up being weird. And once we see how the rest of the draft completely shakes out, I'm gonna have some questions about Edge going back to SmackDown. But then, SmackDown's the house Edge built. So,
Raw gets Matt Riddle, who was introduced by Rob Van Dam, reading the draft card upside down.
Yeah, because Rob be on them supplies.
I turned my head. I was watching the screen. I turned my.
Say, man. Say.
Yo. Oh, man.
The fact that they got Rob to put a suit on is hilarious.
Oh,
why is he wearing a suit?
Oh, man. He looked like $1 million though.
He should have come out wearing a smoking jacket, and that would have been the inside joke.
Bobby.
You see how people are not writing for a smart audience. There's a way to put Easter eggs and subliminal little things that'll make the smart people laugh. And when you get the smart people talking, they talk about it out loud, and then they make the dumb people feel like they got to catch up.
No doubt. It's
the 2080.
Bobby Lashley gets the first pick of the third round. He goes to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre goes to Raw. So I guess that answers the question if he re-signed or not, because I'm sure they wouldn't draft a person only for him to walk away. SmackDown gets the OC in totality. So that brought you out the return of AJ Styles, who looks to be, in no pun intended, phenomenal shape.
He grew his beard out.
Yeah, he did.
No more neck beard.
The Miz goes to Raw. Round 4, we have Damage Control in totality going to SmackDown.
Is that not a wasted draft pick sending Miz to Raw? He has a reality show on USA. You knew he wasn't going nowhere.
You are better off making him a free agent and him coming out having the episode of Miz TV not even waxing poetic, acting a fool about not being drafted and saying this is where I'm going to be at. Y'all got to deal with it.
You want to make the Miz a higher in standing and more believable? Say, I'm taking myself out of the draft. I'm just going to show up for the highest bidder. Like, again, smart people. We want some content too.
Oh, man. Round 4, Damage Control goes to SmackDown. Shinsuke Nakamura goes to Raw.
Yes.
The NXT Women's Champions, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, Michael Cole, get it right. It goes to SmackDown.
He don't watch the product like I don't watch the product. Me and him in the same boat.
And NXT Women's Champion Indy Hartwell goes to Raw. Now, at this point, you have 3 women from NXT drafted from NXT first, in a division that has 6 to 7 women out, with the majority of them having gruesome injuries, all knee related. I digress.
That's something else to address.
There was one person who had name recognition or brand recognition left by this gutting of talent of NXT. We'll get to her in a second. On the lowdown, Raw drafts Viking Raiders in totality, Dexter Lumis, Candice LeRae, Maximum Male Models, JD McDonough, Apollo Crews, both from NXT, Natalya, Sonya Deville, Chelsea Green, and also from NXT, Zoe Stark. The one person that had brand recognition left in NXT, you just yanked her.
Well, first of all, don't I look broke up about it? Ain't my weekly TV watching gonna change so much? See, this is what happens. Matters not to me. I wish them all the best in their future endeavors on their new brands, but I mean,
now I'm including teams and or factions as one, right? So what I just read off to you is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 talents going to Raw, right?
Mm-hmm. Plus, Raw's going to get more picks because it's a longer show.
And then SmackDown gets Top Dollar, Ashanti the Adonis, and B-Fab, Hit Row.
I think they probably should have went to Raw. No cap.
And Lacey Evans.
I don't know how much that really matters.
I don't even understand the loading of 10 picks and 3 of them coming from NXT, one of them back to the main roster, which is Apollo Crews, in exchange for 2.
This makes absolutely no sense because you didn't flesh out the narrative. Because, okay, you've seen how you and I do drafts when we do. There is no way we would have started cherry picking from NXT that early unless it was Carmelo Hayes or Braun Breaker
Monday.
Or some. I get it. I get it.
I think we get Braun Breaker tonight. I think he's probably gonna be the last pick of the night.
I get it, but the whole thing is you would never draft the way they presented that. And they gave you no reasoning for it. They didn't say like, well, you can pick this at this pick. You have to pick you have to spend at least 1 pick on a woman or a female competitor. You have to spend at least 1 pick on an NXT talent. Like, give some parameters, because like there is no way possible that Bobby Lashley is supposed to be available in the 3rd round. And if you can choose whole factions, why wouldn't you? As SmackDown or Monday Night Raw, if you could select factions, why wouldn't you just pick all factions and flesh your roster out that much more?
Before I get into my spiel on what you're talking about, free agents that are left after Friday Night SmackDown: Omos, Mustafa Ali, and Dolph Ziggler. Now, this night 1 coincided with night 2 of the NFL draft. You can't tell me that whomever is over at WWE headquarters or and head of creative, Triple H, did not realize or know that the NFL draft is going to be happening the same weekend as the Raw and SmackDown draft.
No, that's why they did it.
So that begs the point. There was no rhyme or reason given as to how or why these people were picked when they were picked, other than you're just building your brand.
Because they don't respect your intelligence. But continue.
If you knew that you were going to be doing this to coincide with the NFL draft, why wouldn't you at least bring back Pat McAfee to give some analysis and some breakdown to some of these draft picks? Or even better yet, if you're not going to have him on the show, have him talk about it on his show. His show gets more listeners than WWE gets viewers.
All it is, everything you're saying right now, Pat McAfee being involved. I mean, you're on Fox. So why not get in the NFL crew involved? Like, why not have
Strahan on for a second? He can talk.
Strahan, Howie Long
was in WrestleMania 2. Are you kidding me?
Terry Bradshaw, get a pre-tape from Bradshaw. Like, have Terry Bradshaw sit next to John Bradshaw Layfield.
Come on, man, too easy.
All I'm saying is, sell me mine. Because for a nominal fee,
soon to be
a phenomenal fee, we will slice off some of this broken pencil knowledge and put it on your plate.
So will be passed around from left to right.
It's just like we were talking about with the new world championship. Like, there were so many other ways to do it and make it acceptable, and then you went with the popcorn fart that you gave. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? Same thing here with this draft. It's like you didn't make it interesting. It's just like, okay, who's going where, but it's one of those things like after the first 2 or 3 picks, you don't even care.
Not for nothing. The first pick was the right pick, but you blew the hot air out of the balloon with a blow dart in the first 5 minutes of your broadcast.
And I was that.
Oh man. At any rate,
you created way more questions than answers, which to them feels like, oh, well, now they have a reason to tune back in and see what's going to happen. But it's like, no, your questions come from your lack of due diligence in presenting your idea.
So, in efforts to build Monday Night Raw back up to prominence and give them a participation trophy, aka a world title.
This is terrible.
Let's run through. Let's do a quick mixtape. It could even be an EP of talents that are in line for this championship to be your first champion.
You go 5 and 5, no overlaps.
It's gonna be hard, but yeah, let's run it.
I think this championship is earmarked for Seth Rollins.
All right, I'm gonna say Cody.
Good choice.
I don't want to say Cody, but it's the lowest of hanging fruit. Go ahead.
Here's my sleeper pick, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this one out the way early. Because I know you, and I know you'll snake me for that. Oh, if I don't go ahead and handle business.
If you don't get this one, I'm yanking them. Go ahead. Pause.
Main event. Jey Uso.
Ooh, nice. I think they are going to Monday Night Raw, and I think that's a hell of a pick.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
hell of a pick. That's not what I was going with.
Jay decides he's gonna be the one. We know he can go in the ring. We know he'd be there every week. I mean, and then you want to finally have, if he's world champion and he's like, I'm gonna take down the bloodline, I'm gonna merge all this. Like, there's a story to be told there.
Yep.
That could possibly be your SummerSlam main event, which would be the funniest shit in the world for the internet wrestling community. If you created this World Heavyweight Championship, crown the champion in May, only to have them challenge Roman in late August of SummerSlam, and then lose that title to him too. It's like Infinity Stones.
And this is so far holding up to your theory, because I don't think Cody's going to be the first one. But hold up the theory that Cody may be getting the title around Labor Day. My next pick for
if anything with a title change is going on around Labor Day, this is completely stupid. Like, this is even dumber.
Yeah, 3 months right before the top of a new season. Here's one for you. Current U.S. champion Austin Theory. Now, I say that now, but tonight he could end up on SmackDown, especially considering your Intercontinental champion is on. Actually, you know what? Let me scratch that pick, because there's no way unless he loses the belt tonight. I'd say Gunther's in line. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Shoot me. Walter's in line.
That's my choice to be, champ, like the real champ, the first place champ, not the second place champ. Good choice. Let's go Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley's on Friday nights.
So I've heard and seen this thing going on online where not everybody who's been drafted may stay there. Like, there could be a possibility for someone to be drafted or traded back.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Before we finish this, let me ask you this. Do you think that this is going to be a tournament, or is this going to be like a gauntlet match to determine who goes to the Night of Champions? How do you think we get to Night of Champions?
Vince hates tournaments, but also
Vince ain't involved.
Since when?
Continue.
You all right, cut?
I'm good.
I'm finna hit you with that Snoop Dogg. You all right, cut? You knock my homeboy out like that?
You all right, cut?
I'll swap that pick then. If Lashley gonna stay on SmackDown, give me Drew in place of Bobby.
All right. Give me Nakamura.
I know they're not pulling the trigger on that. I know they. Give me Miz.
Great pick. Absolutely great pick.
And it's not, it doesn't feel natural to do it, but yeah, like, Miz is there every week. His character is what it is. It's over. He's gonna do all your PR. Every piece of PR you need to be done for the USA. He is the poster child of the USA Network at this point. So, like, it would make as much sense as anything to make him the world champion.
Let's see. So I've had Cody, I've had Walter, I've had who else did I say?
It's Cody, Walter. See, we know Ginkgo. I don't remember.
Well, actually, okay, because you got four. So you got Bobby Lashley. You've got
we took Bobby off mine.
Okay, so who'd you replace Bobby with?
Drew McIntyre. So okay, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and main event Jey Uso
and Miz. So those are your four. So I'm on four.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take, only because I don't think he's going to be drafted. I think he's just going to show up. That's a long shot. because we don't even know if he's ready yet.
Who that is?
I want to say Orton, but we don't know if he's going to be back by then.
Randall Keith?
Yeah, but for that,
I'd like it though because it would help us get to the record.
I don't even want to do this one. Oh, you know what? I got a sleeper for you. All right. If he doesn't get drafted tonight, Bronson Reed.
I like the idea of putting a young guy over, possibly. I mean, but okay, here's the thing.
Oh.
Here's the thing.
Because of the condescending nature of this championship to begin with, it's going to be in your best interest to pick a first champion who is already established, who the WWE universe will not turn on within 90 days. So it's weird for Cody because it becomes the stigma of Cody couldn't win the big one, so he got the other one. So that's why he shouldn't be anywhere near this. Seth Rollins, he is what he is. He's going to show up every week. He can have 1 hour matches or he can do whatever. He can be that guy every week on television. It just seems not to translate to like pay-per-view superstar selling stupid merch. And it doesn't translate to him being the face of the company. It just translates to him being regional manager, I guess.
I got a really funny one, but I want to double back because you got one more. I'm going to double back with this funny one, and I'll explain the who I'm actually going to pick for my last one. But go ahead for your last.
Right. Last pick, somebody from Raw. Give your anecdote. Okay, I need to scan the roster again.
Okay. Rhea Ripley is your SmackDown Women's Champion who is drafted to Monday Night Raw. That leads me to believe that Judgment Day isn't going anywhere unless they split them up, which, according to how this draft's been going so far, they're not going to be. They're going to be a faction in totality. So I say Judgment Day stays on Monday Night Raw.
Hopefully.
I would love it if Dominic Mysterio was the first champion.
I had that as a sleeper, and had I been thinking about it, it fell out of my train of thought. But I love that. I do love that. Facts. I do.
Now,
I do.
In reality, I think it's probably going to be more Damian Priest if we're going to go one or the other. But I would absolutely. You saw about someone who the fans won't turn on in 90 days. You can't tell me you won't sell out an arena trying to see who's going to beat the shit out of Dominic Mysterio week after week.
Right. And that's the other part. Like, there's two ways to cheat the built-in angst and hate of your audience, the contempt of the WWE universe, as it would be. It's either to pick a veteran beyond reproach or a heel that no matter what happens, you hate them more. So that's why Miz works. That's why who else was on my list? Jay works because he's the face you're not going to turn against because you look at him as the underdog because you saw him get dog walked over the course of this whole bloodline situation.
And he can talk real.
Right. I'm looking at the roster. Like, part of me wants to say Braun Breaker.
I almost went there.
But I know that's not realistic.
Nah, because
it's not.
Remember the first title match he had, and we thought he was going to win it, and it seemed to fall apart when he slipped on the top rope.
Same like how we expected Nakamura to cash in, and it didn't happen. It's just like there are people who fit the mold, but there's the realistic aspect to it. Like Lesnar is as good of a pick as anybody.
Absolutely.
For all the reasons that have been storyline stated. He can't challenge Roman anymore. He is the guy. He goes wherever the hell he wants to anyway. Why not have Brock as the world champion? And people are going to hate that because he don't show up every week. So that's the reason he wouldn't be. Because he ain't coming once a week.
Pause.
Pause. I was gonna say the only place he coming once a week is probably at his house, and that's nothing to do with me.
I'm
I
about,
don't have anything to do
I'm
with
about to
that.
die on battery power over here.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, we can't have this. Let
You
me
know how,
hold on. Let me go ahead and talk some shit real quick. I'll be right back. I promise.
bruh? That boy got me out here flying the plane. Okay, pencil pushing nation.
Catch your bird, baby.
So look, while I have your attention here, guys, Swavetoberfest 1, 2, and 3 are available on all streaming platforms. Make sure that you go out of your way to get the gift that keeps on giving. It's a celebrate. So here's my fifth. For my fifth, I'm gonna take Rey Mysterio.
You think Ray's going to Raw?
I mean, anything's possible in the WWE. Isn't that what they used to say?
That's it. That's anything is possible in the WWE.
Right. So I mean, that's another pick that's unrealistic. Like, yes, Ray would wrestle every week, and yes, he would put on some of the best matches on television because that's just his pedigree. But at the same time, he fits my reasons for how you pick a champion. It's someone the fans most likely would not turn on. He's a beyond reproach as a professional name value.
Former champion.
Former world champion. So he's got all the same pedigree. Like Finn Balor doesn't fit that same mold for me. Just because of we saw what happened, after being the first Universal Champion, unfortunately having that injury and then having to go away.
The shortest Universal title reign in history, and it had nothing to
never
do with
recovered,
anything but circumstance, and he has not gotten back to the main event caliber from that.
It was never the same. He was never the same after that. Okay, had Bray Wyatt actually panned out this time, this would have been something for him possibly, but.
Have we seen the last of him? You think?
Not for the money they paying him.
Yeah.
Bring
your ass back to work, huh?
Facts. Because he ain't finna quit. He ain't gonna. You're gonna have to 90 day him. You're gonna have to 90 day him.
These dishes need to be washed.
Yeah, like he's not gonna quit for making that kind of money. You're gonna have to 90 days. And even like that's just the only way you getting out of this. Like what?
Yeah. So that's enough WWE talk for now. Just tune in to Monday Night Raw tonight, and get your kicks.
Somebody gonna be champion. We just Otis. That's who should be motherfucking world heavyweight champion.
Otis.
Oh no, I want Otis. I want to grow the beard back out. I want whatever's left of his hair to come back. Yeah. Tucky. I want that Otis. I want that Otis because that's the Otis that we paid for.
CM Punk has been making his rounds, and when I say
cranberry mimosas for everybody,
cheer Manchester. That man. So all the sheets are saying that it's rumored that he's making a return to AEW this summer, and even possibly sooner than this summer.
Because there's some money attached to it.
Have
you heard how?
Enlighten me.
So reportedly, here's the deal. There's going to be an additional 2 hours of AEW television that come to.
That's right.
Is it TBS or TNT?
I believe it's TBS. No. TNT.
Okay, so TNT on Saturdays.
Oh, no. Hold on, because we're talking about preemption, so I think it is TBS. Let me. While you talk your shit, I'm gonna fact check you.
You do your Googles. So there's supposed to be a 2 additional hours of AEW television coming to a Turner Network station. AEW Collision. There's already been copyright, submitted for the name and everything, but apparently this additional time given to AEW was done on the strength of the participation of one cranberry mimosa.
TNT.
Okay, so TNT.
Yep.
Captain Planet's coming on right before it. The power power is yours with your
Oh my God.
WYBA. But yeah, so this right. This additional weekly time slot is predicated on the predicated on the participation of CM Punk. Well, the math behind it breaks down to where it's like just the base level of what TNT or Turner Broadcasting pays for first run programming. It's in the range of about $500,000 an episode. And because of the terms of the contract that they're signing for AEW Collision and the runtime, CM Punk's participation is worth about $52 million.
Jesus.
Just for CM, and part of this is, and the reason why this is being greenlit and rolled out, I think the upfront is like really soon. So that episode of Dynamite that takes place in Chicago, I believe like June 17th, somewhere like that. Let me take a look at my trusty calendar.
I'm on it here.
June 21st. But okay, no. So June 17th is a Saturday.
Let's see here. June 21st.
Okay. So one of those dates that even Excalibur, he ended up talking about it on one of those shows that he said that the tickets were going on sale. So if you go to where you would buy AEW tickets from and look up what's going on in June in Chicago, yeah, I wasn't finna give him that free plug because ain't nobody, we ain't got no rep code.
Nah.
Yeah, so you send us one, we'll help sell some tickets. But until then, pay like you wait. Sell me mine.
I mean, it's the last time you're gonna hear that from me, but go ahead.
Right. So yeah. CM Punk, his participation is what greenlit this revenue stream. Because it's not just an additional 2 hours of programming, it's a revenue stream. It's a cash infusion of $50 million. $50 million.
This is a brand that's not even 5 years old. And this is the kind of money that we're talking about from a statistician from a football team.
For a hot 2 hours on a Saturday. When last time you made $50 million in 2 hours on Saturday?
I don't think it's been done since boxing pay-per-views.
Look, no. Even if we did the per episode, when's the last time you made $500,000 on a Saturday in 2 hours?
Never. I don't think that's ever been done.
So it makes perfect sense why CM Punk is popping up here, popping up there. He's getting his name circulating because once we launched this show, we outside again.
So
question is, are you gonna, like they're talking about air quote splitting the brand? Is CM Punk basically gonna go through the roster and draft his own people and then pick a couple of bookers and basically Collision is like the CM Punk brand?
Please don't give him another belt. Just don't have another belt.
No, keep the same belt. But here's why I say that, because we were having a conversation about how much longer he may have to participate in wrestling. At this rate, it's gonna be quite some time, because if he can get 150, why he can't get another 50?
And they're only doing house shows in like quick runs. I think they're doing like 1 month runs of house shows just to keep the wheels rolling, which is cool because you're not burning the candle at both ends and killing people like you were doing in the 80s and the 90s.
And if you make him potentially a pay-per-view attraction, he's wrestling what, 4 to 6 times a year?
Yep. So, and speaking of pay-per-views and attractions and money, AEW All In is a week before All Out, which I stated about 2 or 3 episodes ago.
There's got to be some type of package for this. There's no way you're expecting me to pay 50 1 week and another 50 the next week.
You are reading my mind, sir. Now, let me ask you
there has to be like a super mega package via Bleacher Report that lets you buy all this shit at once.
We have been real close to saying hell no to a couple of AEW pay-per-views.
Boy.
And
we have said hell no to a couple Ring of Honor.
Oh boy. And one of them I regret. Now
the last one. We said hell no to the last one.
Yeah, I did. We did, but that wasn't
there's a tax write-off for us.
Here's a question I have for you.
Okay, shoot.
If you have to, not even gun to your head, you know that these are going to be 2 pay-per-view events. I would say we split one. I get one, you get the other, but we got a joint account for the business. So that doesn't make any damn sense. Which one?
I guess for the card statements, maybe. I don't know.
Which do you get one or do you get both?
Okay, the type of wrestling fan I am, if I'm invested enough to get one, I'm getting both. Like,
I'm not, I get real emotional, especially when it comes to my dollar. I'm not getting both.
I mean, but don't we all?
No,
we all get emotional about our money. Nah, I don't know anybody who doesn't get some type of emotional about their money.
There are 2 people that don't get emotional about the spending of money. Extremely broke people and extremely wealthy people. They don't get emotional about spending money.
No. Okay. When I say emotional about their money, it's not just the spending of it, it's what they get for it. So extremely broke people they may only have 150 to spend, but they want that 150 to spend like 10 grand.
They want it to stretch. Yeah.
they want the most for the least. And then those, like those big budget situations, I mean, they gonna pay because they don't know the market value. So they gonna pay whatever number you give them, but they also gonna want you to deliver.
Aesthetically, a wrestling product saying buy one, get one free doesn't work.
No, it does not.
However, if you commit to both of these, you will get each one for $30. That I'm in for. It's the same math.
It's the presentation. And they're not like each one of theirs has always been 50. So if you're saying
so 25 and 25.
So here's what I'm saying. If you're doing both, if you were to buy both separately, they would cost you $100. So if you buy them both together and we only charge you $60, it's a win for the consumer, and the viewership goes up.
Not only
because people feel like they're getting a deal.
Exactly. I think you're going to get more casual fans who traditionally don't buy or bootleg pay-per-views to actually get both of these if you do it that way.
The card is what's going to determine that. Because let's be real. If they booked 2 cards full of matches that we really wanted to see, we'd buy it. If we knew CM Punk was going to come back at Wembley and that's already booked, we buying that off top. Just to watch the train wreck, because something's going to happen.
It's going to be a shit show. We don't know what it's going to be. We just know something in that is going to fly off the rails.
It's either going to be a shit show or the shit. One of the two. And like with all out, it's like, what kind of card you gonna give me? If you show me a card that's worth, me dropping out, all right, cool. It's Sunday. We ain't doing shit else. Fire that up.
And you still got to fly back to the States, do a show on Wednesday.
And don't forget Forbidden Doors somewhere right in between all this shit too.
It's beginning. It's what starts all this shit off. Forbidden Doors in June.
So you need to be selling me like a 3 or a 4-pack. Like, this is how you would get membership. This is how you would get people to subscribe to a network or a straight over the top platform. You would say you can get all of these events for this price. So say you would get make it an all in, dead ass all in. You get
there you go.
Forbidden Door. You get all in, all out. Subscribe to the new Honor Club and some more shit, and it'd all be like for this monthly subscription price. Do you know how many people would opt in on that shit?
I say give them a quarter of Honor Club because that throws in one pay-per-view. Because they're going to have one in July. Well, they typically have one in July. So
I mean, I was just going to be like, hey, just it's the whole free trial thing. Like, we'll give you all this for the first month, but after that, you either in or you out.
There it is. All right, man. You ready for the main event?
Run it.
Build a Brand, part 2. Dos, if you will. This is the tag team edition of Build a Brand.
I don't know what I should do with my hands.
You bob into the beat. It's cool. There's a we going. How many teams we going? 10 each.
Are there 10 tag teams that you really give a damn about?
I could.
Are there potentially 20 tag teams that we give a damn?
Off the top of my head, I can get you 15.
But 15 that where I didn't pick any of the 15 you thought of.
I can't go. We'll have with 15. We'll have overlap. 20 will be overkill, and so give me a number. Throw a number out there.
8.
8 each.
Yeah, super.
Run it, and you go first.
Give me FTR.
Damn you.
Mm-hmm.
Good choice. Well, no sense in me fucking around. Give me the Usos.
You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome.
Now, let me say this too. It goes without saying that without the passing of Jay Briscoe, my first pick would have been the Briscoe brothers.
Bro, you already know what was gonna happen. And it was gonna be 2-for-1 action all day.
Go ahead.
See, tag teams. And this is where shit gets difficult.
It gets murky.
Yeah, shit gets real murky right here. Give me the Street Profits. Yeah, give me Street Profits.
Yeah. Ooh, he had to think about it.
No, because I'm like, think about these. How many real tag teams do we have around here? Like for real?
I mean,
I shouldn't have picked them right there.
Let me get. You know what?
If I look down, I won't communicate what I'm thinking right now.
Give me the Acclaimed.
It didn't work. I communicated exactly what I was thinking. It didn't work. It did not. It did not work. It's not cool. Here's one. Here's a cool one, and then I'm gonna see whether or not you're gonna throw the flag on this one. Give me Drew and Sheamus. Give me the Banger Brothers.
No, I will not throw the flag on that one. But here's the problem though. No, I will definitely allow it because you did not draft McIntyre. So yes, Banger Bros. Done. I like it. I still have high hopes for these guys, man. And one of these days they're gonna make sure that they get their dollars worth over there in Stanford. Give me Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Good Brothers.
I see what you did there. I'm still scrolling, and I got to be honest with you. It is rough. It is really rough trying to choose tag teams from a situation where tag teams are not really the thing. Give me the Lucha Bros.
God damn it.
Hey, look at me right now. Look into your camera. I'll trade you the Lucha Bros for the Acclaimed right now.
That's a no bet, sir. That's a no bet.
You ain't trying to do business. You're not even being reasonable. That's your favorite tag team.
Wait, hold on. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. You'll trade me. How about this? How about you trade me the Acclaimed? I'm sorry, Lucha Bros for the Acclaimed and your 8th pick.
No deal.
See,
why am I giving? Now
I'm trying to do business. Business.
You trying to get over? I'm trying to get talent for talent.
What? No, me.
Word for word, ball for ball.
All right, you got the Lucha Bros, man.
I'm saying you have an opportunity. We can just swap this out. I'm not even asking for you to throw in Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn can stay with his kids. I just want the Acclaimed. The Acclaimed for the Lucha Bros, straight up. Make it happen.
We've never done this before. Suave, you have earned the mic skills of Platinum Max Caster.
Let's get it.
And
ratings just went through the roof, baby.
And I have earned the pay-per-view entrance of the Lucha Bros.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there it is. All right, so
good job. Doesn't that feel good to do right?
That actually did, this one felt good.
I'm glad. Good.
All right.
Good job. Go ahead. Is it your pick or is it mine?
It's on me. It's on me. Give me something about these guys, man. Give me Aussie Open.
Okay. Cool. Aussie Open. I just had him in my mind and I just forgot. That's not good for me to just be forgetting tag teams like that. And I'm gonna be upset if I don't remember them. I tell you what. Here's what I'll do. You say what?
See the hand rub, don't you?
I mean, give me DIY. That's what it was.
Nice. Very nice.
Because Johnny Gargano, look, I've said this in text messages and in groups discussing the product. Johnny Gargano ain't shit without Tommaso Ciampa.
Boy.
His presentation just ain't shit without Ciampa. Like they balance each other out so well that Ciampa can live by himself.
Their individual chemistries make for better television when they're a unit.
Right. So yeah, Ciampa can live on his own. The only thing stopping him from being a world champion is that he's not 6'5".
Yep.
That's it. Everything else he knocks out of the park. He can cut promos. He works a certain style. He's aggressive in the ring. He's still safe. The fact that he's not 6'5" and then the injury history is the only thing that's like not having him at the top of every discussion. And if you don't believe me, go watch the NXT run post Gargano.
Here's an interesting one for you, Suave.
Go ahead.
Once a team, always a team.
I love that. Factual.
And it's very, very hard to split up brothers for any sustained amount of time without one of them going completely away.
Okay.
For that reason, I'm bringing over the gods, the Gorillas of Destiny.
Way to go to Japan.
Yes, sir.
Well, look, I'm gonna take a connecting flight and I'm gonna go. Well, he ain't even really from there. I'm going to Ghana and I'm gonna pick up Kofi. And when on my way back, I'm getting Xavier and we bring in Big E. New Day on mine, please.
Yeah, that's a good one. That they were definitely on my list of grabs. Obviously, there's an emphasis on some wrestling here. Give me Kaiser and Vinci, Imperium.
That was my next pick. Because I was gonna have Imperium out here making money. Making easy money.
Which have to have them boys tweet over to Volta and see how things are going over on your brand.
Oh no worries. I will replace them. Don't don't you worry about it. I will replace them. As a matter of fact,
this is number 7 for you. Bring him up.
I ain't gonna go with them just yet. Let's do. This is gonna work because this is a backhanded tactic. Give me Sammy and KO.
Damn it.
And you know why?
Yeah.
They're drafted as a tag team, but how long you think that's gonna last?
Nah, you got 2 singles wrestlers out of that one. That's a steal. That's a steal. That's bargain basement. That's yeah.
That's making easy money pivoting on the series.
That's a Black Friday deal right there. Is what that is.
I can dig it.
Give me. Let's see here. They made for good TV over the last year. Give me the Brawling Brutes.
I was wondering. I was wondering about that. And you know what? Give me. This is another cheat move. What number is this for me?
This is your last one. It's number 8.
All right, just hold what you got. Hold what you got.
Uh-oh.
Pause for station identification.
Uh-oh. Suave's going to the bag. Suave said he was flying by the seat of his pants earlier.
Facts. Okay, I can either break the internet or I can
Sounds you scared. You talking about breaking the internet and not pulling the trigger.
I mean, because it ain't what I think it's gonna be, but yeah.
This is your brand, Suave.
Okay. Keep it, because I ain't breaking the internet. I'm finna solidify my brand. Give me Starks and Hobbs.
Wow.
I'm reuniting. Look, we wiping slates clean and we starting over from Scrizatch. And it fleshes out the roster, fam. It's about the roster.
I like it. I was actually going to go with Hobbs and Cage as a dark horse.
I can see that. You could have put back, you could have put Jurassic Express back together.
Not doing it.
Oh, I do know of a good one. I know of a good one that I should have done that would have been straight out of your wheelhouse, and I'll give it to you after this pick because I know you're not going to do that.
Nah, I'm probably not. I'm going Top Flight for my last pick.
Just so long as the flight's not canceled, we good.
Now, I'm gonna change him up a little bit, but
like, look, first of all, we're gonna tape these ankles real tight.
Like.
Second of all, we're gonna limit springboards to 3 per match. You get 3 springboards, and that's all you get.
You're no longer participating in the hype beast culture. You're wearing boots.
Bam. There'll be no wrestling shoes and kick pads. You're gonna get some boots.
Boots is what you're getting. Let me run it down real quick. So your tag team division consists of FTR, Street Profits, Banger Bros.
Luchadors got on boots. I knew you missed it the first time.
The Acclaimed, DIY, New Day, Sammy KO, and Starks and Hobbs. You've reunited 2 tag teams on this bitch. This is amazing. And then I got the Usos, the Lucha Bros, and a trade for the Acclaim with Suave. A good Aussie Open, Gorillas of Destiny, Imperium, Brawling Brutes, and Top Flight. So I have actually 3/4 sets of brothers.
A whole lot of family reunion going on over there.
That, sir, if nothing else, is a
whole lot of fucking gang shit. You could have about 8 weeks of TV just working out a tournament, trying to figure out who's the best brother tag team.
Oh man, I mean, then you can split the tag teams up and make them pull out of a hat like a lethal lottery. That'll be some shit. Who was who's the pick that you were trying to come up with? Says out of my wheelhouse.
SCU.
You know what, man? Earlier today I was on AEW's website, and it broke my heart to see Scorpio Sky on there with a 0-0 record in 2023. Broke my heart.
Because I know I would only be getting SCU for the ring introductions and then to eventually make Scorpio Sky a solo. So I didn't do that because that would be totally disingenuous for me to do it 3 times in a row. My break the internet pick was going to be the Young Bucks.
See, this is why we rock together. Neither one of us in clear conscience could see us having them on our brand. And I'm totally okay with that.
I mean, see, there very much is a way to have them on the product and to do it properly. It's just there's one type of match they have really well. And you got to figure out how many times can you have that match and not lose its luster. The fact that I have FTR being the greatest mechanics in all of professional wrestling, like that helps.
They may be the greatest mechanical tag team this side of the Brain Busters.
Right. So for me, because this is all encompassing, we're gonna have quality upper tier wrestling, but we also need stories and we need people to be able to convey emotion. They don't strike me as the greatest promos I've ever heard. They don't strike me as the greatest promos in their tag team division now.
Now, I'm looking at my roster, and outside of Brawling Brutes beating the ever-loving shit out of them and possibly the Imperium, they could have decent to great matches with everybody that I drafted. I just don't need to see them. That's all I got.
Well,
what do you have out there, pencil pushers? Show brokenpencilbc.com, brokenpencilbc@gmail.com. It's at brokenpencilbc on all things social, at brokenpencilbc on what?
Everything.
I think that's it for now. Part 3 will be coming to you next week. So make sure you have your pencils ready.
Please.
It's curveball season, so we gonna figure this out.
As if there haven't been a whole bunch already.
So here are the rules for part 3. You pick a stipulation, any stipulation, and I'll pick a stipulation, and we'll reconvene with those stipulations for the draft next week.
All right, I can see that.
I can't see us having a stipulation that overlaps with the other, but if by chance it does, have a backup.
Okay, I mean that's kind of how I live life. So
yes, sir. All right, man.
All right.
Ain't nothing else to do, man. Swap, take us to the house.
Pencil pushers, heads up, pencils down.
Down where?
You know where.
Down there. Fucking children.
Yeah, you're a child.